Hi everyone, I'm Joanna.
And I'm Jenny.
And this is Hyphenated, the podcast about being in the hyphen. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about parties, which is very appropriate because I'm like so hungover. I can't.
Why are you hungover?
I don't know. I think it's because I'm 31 and I had more, like a glass or two more wine than I should have. And that means that my body hates me. Like, I remember when I was in my 20s, this would never happen because of what I did last night. Like, it was a peaceful evening with wine. It wasn't like a party. And I feel like I went to a rave, but the only rave present last night was like my Netflix. Like, it wasn't at all exciting, but I'm feeling dead inside.
Well, at least you were partying responsibly in the middle of a pandemic. That's nice.
Also, I feel you've never been hungover, Jenny.
Oh gosh, here we go. Yeah, no, I've never been hungover. I've never been drunk. No, it's not for religious reasons. There's a million reasons actually why I don't drink. I'm just a neurotic, paranoid, OCD, and I really did. I had obsessive compulsive disorder as a kid. I'm not just throwing that term around. But also I have Crohn's disease. Siempre, I've had gastritis my whole life, and a drop of alcohol pretty much sets me on fire like a vampire in church. So.
Like a vampire in church, honey. I don't want to see that for you, you know? No, I feel like I would never, for me, alcohol is like very much part of my like day-to-day life. Like not every day. I'm not like drinking every day, but like when I need to meet up with friends, it's like, yeah, let's grab a beer. Let's like, and then I remember when I spent some time in LA, alcohol, like in New York, the bar culture and the drinking culture is like so ingrained in everything because it's like, what do you do in the winter? We're not going to go on a freaking hike. Do you know what I mean? LA people are like, let's go to the beach. Let's like have some chia seeds while climbing a beautiful mountain. And here it's like, there's nothing to do.
That's what we do. We just eat chia seeds. I will say it's a superfood. So
there we go. But it is, I feel like I'm aware, like, when I spent that time in LA and, like, drinking was not part of my life, I was way healthier. I was feeling better, but it's just unsustainable for me. Like, I'm not going to lie to myself. Like, I will always want a glass of wine instead of a hike.
That's also Miami culture, but we don't have the weather to use as an excuse because it's always, like, a steady 85 degrees.
Yeah.
So,
dude, but I feel like Miami culture, I don't think New York culture is like party. I think New York culture is bar culture. It's having a quiet conversation about Nietzsche while like drinking wine. I feel like that's very New York. But
Miami is just the party horn embodied. Like if Miami, like if that noise
that is just, that's
to
Miami.
A city. Yes. El pito.
El pito,
which I know pito means something else in other countries. I apologize. I'm not talking about penis. Thank you.
Well, this is like such an appropriate introduction because me and you have always like ended up talking about how our families and how our culture parties, because inherently partying and celebrations is a reflection of culture. And for me, I very recently, because of the pandemic, I was at my parents' house and we started watching like videos of my first and second birthday party. And I was like, dude, this is not a first birthday party. This is a bunch of 30-year-old parents getting lit, like getting drunk with each other while like the children are napping. Like what 1-year-old party is this? Like literally the video is like, where's Joanna? Oh, she's napping. Anyway, let the party continue. And it's like, it isn't really like from the beginning of our lives, I feel partying makes itself known as a priority for parents, not for kids. I think that's part of Latin culture.
It's a way of being like, Mira, look what I did for my daughter. I threw her this, party on, in McDonald's and the play, whatever. I can't wait to talk about birthday parties specifically later on, because I've had every kind of birthday party. And I had everything from like the typical McDonald's birthday parties to the, like, Miami is like park culture, like tropical park, and like all the kids would come and there would be like pony rides, and like Latinos in general, especially in Miami, love throwing giant barbecue clown infested pachangas at the park, at like the local park.
No, but like, so I celebrated my 6th birthday party in Potomac, Maryland, because I lived there for a couple years as a kid. So, there's the family videos of my birthday parties in Venezuela, which was like 1 to 5, and they were all just like adults having fun and barbecues and like, yes, a weird clown in the corner, and like they just like put all the children in like a playpen and just left us there. And then
or a bounce house.
Or a bounce house.
The bounce house.
Yes. And like there's a band and a DJ, and it's like I'm 2 and I can't walk still. Like I was a late bloomer. And and then I look at my videos from my 6th birthday party in the States. And my parents, like my mom had like invited the parents to come, but the parents were like, no, like we don't want to go to your kid's birthday party. So my mom was like, wait,
drop off Susan.
Yeah.
Thank you. We're going to go do our shopping while Susan plays in your
literally
party.
And she was like, wait. And my dad was like, no, dude, like here, it's the birthday is the children's party. Like, so they were like, oh, I guess we'll go to an ice skating rink. And my parents were miserable. It was just like 10 children and them taking care of 9 other kids that weren't theirs. And I had the time, that was the best birthday party I've ever, because it was for me,
skating rink?
Yes,
it was your day.
But now that like I'm closer to being a parent than being a child, I'm like, oh my God, I totally understand why my parents hated throwing birthdays for me in the States, like especially in the Northeast, not in Miami. I never, celebrated my birthday in Miami. Like in the Northeast, they were like, it's all so geared towards the children. And then my mom was like, and the weirdest part is like in the invitations, you have to, like, it's pickup time. So it's like 1 to 4. And like for her, putting a limit on like the time the party ends was a traumatic experience for her. She was like, I don't understand why like people want to know when to pick the children, but like I want the children gone. But like, what if you guys are having fun? Like they have to come pick them up at 4, like on the dot. And that was like, I think for my mom, the biggest like parental culture shock was birthday parties specifically.
So my mom was all about, she was the opposite. She's like, because for her, she didn't have a lot growing up. Like my grandparents were poor always, even in the States, like they, my grandfather was a pinto casa. He worked at the airport. My abuela, like, worked in a factory. They had like a 3rd or 4th grade education. So my mom and my uncle really never had any big birthday parties or anything. So even though my parents were always, I would say they're classified as lower middle class, my mom would save all her kilitos just to throw me and my sister birthdays. My mom went all out. Like she poured her heart and soul into every single party my sister and I had, even though we really didn't have that kind of money. Pobrecita,
Versus my mom, who was like, I guess we're gonna do a freaking boring Barbie themed party instead of having whiskey at 11 a.m.
Your mom wanted the typical like bathtub full of beers and like pachanga, mariachi, whatever you call it, but mostly for adult. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, a lot of Miami Cuban parties were like that too. A lot of our neighbors would throw those kind of birthday parties for their kids, and as long as they had the bounce house, that's it. That's all that they needed to keep the kids content, was that freaking bounce house from hell. And then the adults were able to pachanguear and get drunk and whatever they wanted to do.
Dude, but that's literally the strategy. And every party, all of the videos, there's one thing at the party, one element that it's the sole purpose is to keep the children busy. in the corner and just
keep
let them
away from the
just keep them away. And there was always like one accident, like one cousin's mouth bled, like every
oh
video.
my god,
like,
that
there was
reminds
always
me of an injury.
There was always, or like a trampoline, and it was always like a mildly bad idea, like to have a bunch of drunk adults and then children jumping, or like an obstacle course. It was just like two things that don't go together in every party. But I feel like in every sense, Latin America is better at celebrations, period. Like, that is just an objective truth. Objective truth.
Oh, yes. We did it all. Like, it was just lively and fun. And I'm gonna be real. Look, kids love pizza, but I never had... I mean, sometimes some of my parties did have pizza, but most of the time it was pastelitos wrapped in cellophane because of the mosquitoes. Florida, ¿qué más? We had arroz imperial. We had a lot of times, people be bringing out the cajachina and stuff, like roasting a whole ass pig at a kid's birthday party, which can also be traumatic. But anyway,
why are you vegetarian again? It's like jump cut to all your birthdays with like a pig on a stick with a
a giant in his mouth. flattened pig body just roasting away. But yeah, like una comelata is what we would say. Una gran comelata. Mm-hmm. Lots of croqueticas, those little mini croquetas. Oh, those would go in 2 seconds. And we'd go to our local Cuban bakery. So that was like a staple. Like, we had good ass food and good ass music.
But because it's like, which I now as an adult I understand, is like back home and in Miami. For you it's Miami, for me it was Venezuela. Like, family and friends were the priority in life. Like,
yes,
that was the number one most important thing. And family was enormous. While here in the States, my American friends are like, oh my God, you talk to your cousins? And I'm like, I literally talk to my cousins every day on my WhatsApp chat. And we send really disturbing stickers to each other. And so when birthdays would come along, like, it was a celebration of dozens of people related to you. And then the friends, and then the kids of the friends of the parents. Like, it was it is for like the representation of how like, while the States I feel is an incredibly individualistic culture, and people leave their homes to go to college in another place, and then they work in another place, so they're kind of like isolated and alone from the rest of their family. Like, in Latin America, in Venezuela, like, you don't leave your house. Like, the parties are representation of how wide our social circle and our family circle maintains itself, how many people are involved in our day-to-day life. And looking at these videos, I could not help but feel like utterly nostalgic.
Oh yeah. Especially right now that we're so isolated.
Totally.
I mean, I miss it. I miss that so much. Like, that's something that has definitely been missing from my life. I mean, pandemic aside, since moving to LA, right? Like, you're not surrounded by, and obviously LA has a lot of rich, Latino culture as well. But I mean, it's not my family.
No,
right?
It's not.
So that's all in South Florida for me. So if I really want to experience like a Latino pachanga birthday party extravaganza, it's going to be in Miami.
Yeah, where your crazy Latino family is.
Where my family is, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like, I was actually remembering, because my friend, he recently actually went back home for his niece's baptism. And I was like, oh my God, that's so sad that like you're gonna not like have a crazy baptism party because of the pandemic. And he's like, what? I'm like, the big party you have with like hundreds of people after baptism where you all get drunk, right? Like, that's isn't that part of like Christian culture? I don't know. And he's like, there's water on the head of the baby, and then that's it.
You call it a day, you go home.
And I was like, wait, I thought baptisms were like weddings.
Mira, que
like
I
big
feel like I've
parties.
gotten married 20 times by now. You know, by the time it was my actual wedding, I'm like, been there, done that, bought the gown.
What are all your baby weddings? What were they? Your
my
baptism?
My baptism, my first birthday, my first communion, my confirmation, my quinceañera.
Isn't it kind of creepy that every culture has their version of this girl is now a woman? Let's introduce her to society. Like, isn't it weird we still do that?
A little bit. Oh, I mean, listen, I think you can equally appreciate the splendor of it all and the traditions and but also criticize it.
I mean, I love it. I think it's so. I mean, I loved mi quinceañera was so much fun. I had so much fun. Just also, what I loved about it is I didn't like for my bat mitzvah. I had to study and read the Torah and do this, and then I just had to turn 15. It was really great.
You literally just had to exist. And
I just had to.
This pachanga was brought to you.
It was brought to me. I had to do the. I don't know if you did a waltz, like waltz with your dad is like we
did the Blue Danube.
Oh my God! I think I did the same. Yeah, I did that with my dad. And
did you do baile de la sorpresa?
¿Cuál es esa?
Baile de sorpresa is usually like, because the whole thing is super formal and boring.
Yeah.
And like these poor boys, I'm sorry, like the chambelanes, like they don't know how to, most of them don't know how to dance and they look like little robot boys, like
it's really sweet, yeah.
Little tin soldiers and they're like awkward, you know? And so then el baile de sorpresa is like, bitch, I'm about to go. And it's usually like some like hip hop song or like merengue or like you start like twerking and shit. Like that's el baile de sorpresa.
¿Es el baile sorpresa?
I guess because it gives all the old ladies at the party a patatus of like, ay!
But I love that. But I in mine and all the ones I went to, which by the way, mine was pretty tame because since I had a bat mitzvah, my quince años was like, I did my bat mitzvah in Boston and then I went back to Venezuela. My mom's like, well, we have to throw her a party, like with her new friends. The ones that will last, because I'm not friends with anyone from middle school anymore. Mm-hmm. And so we did it really tame, but it's still a DJ and still like, you know, but my friends' like quince años were insane. Like literally bands, like they would invite really famous bands to perform. And I mean, it was tiraran la casa por la ventana. They would throw the house through the window. Is that what it is? Is that the same?
I don't know if I'm familiar with that saying.
Well, it's like they como que they went all out.
Oh yeah,
they went threw the house out the window. That's how intense los quince años were. But
oh my gosh, yes.
But like los quince años, it was like the parents of my friends were invited to. Like,
yeah,
it was a multi-generational party. But then you look at like Sweet 16 at MTV, and it's like just a sea of children grinding together.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, that's weird. Like,
it looks like a prom. A Sweet 16 just reminds me of every prom.
It's just prom. It's just it's child centric. Like the parents aren't really involved, you know. Versus like quince años, it's you dance with your dad.
I would love to like do a quick rundown though of like what yours was like, and like because there's so many different steps to a quinceañera. Like it's almost like you're going to watch a live performance. Like some people even have like pamphlets with like the order of events. I feel like
yours was probably way more traditional because my parents were like, we're not going to plan a crazy thing. We did your bat mitzvah, bitch. Like we're done.
I had a videographer and a photographer, and before the actual event, like months prior, me and my best friends went to La Playa and rented a limousine and like did terrible poses in front of palm trees.
Oh my God,
really
Jenny. Oh my God, Jenny, I did the same. Oh my God, I forgot about this.
We need to share the videos.
Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. There is a freaking... Oh, it's so embarrassing. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. I have a poster. I had a photographer come and take like model pictures of me.
And yes, me too. Were they on the beach as well? Were they on the beach?
They were like in a tropical paradise, and I like thought I looked so hot, and like Como que I would look, I was like, I'm a model. Like, I'm modeling. And the pictures were all over the party. Oh my God, it's so embarrassing. Oh my God, I forgot about that, Jenny.
Girl, I'm sorry that I had to make you relive that. But I also did have a giant bikini photo.
No, bikini?
Con uñas postiza, like those fake acrylics that I never wear. With like little diamonds on them because we like to be extra with the little fake diamonds on the
You were 15,
acrylic.
right? 15
I was
doing
15 years old.
Okay.
As many people would call una mojona de mierda.
Una mojona de mierda.
Una mojona, like swearing that I'm like 25. On the beach. And then yeah, like me, I was wearing like typical early 2000s like,
oh my God.
Like triangle top con mi barriga afuera, little shorts and like chancletas with me and my best friends. And like I chose like the weirdest songs like Lens, Will You Steal My Sunshine, that one hit wonder.
Wait, you did a video. So I did a photo shoot. You did a video shoot?
No, I did. Girl, I did. My mom went so all out. Like, I went to the Biltmore Hotel. I went to Vizcaya for actual traditional quinceañera photos. But then I did a beach photo shoot. And then I did a beach video with my girlfriends.
For
doing
fun?
Really
did you play
awkward...
it anywhere?
Yes. So the whole point of the video is that it gets shown at the event itself, along with a PowerPoint presentation with really terrible, like, transitions of me going from, like, fetus to mujer. Like, really embarrassing photos of my childhood just being displayed on a screen.
Jenny,
and
you need to post this somewhere.
I have it digitized. I have my whole quinceañera.
Of course you have it digitized.
Of course, it's content.
Oh, it's so cringy. Why is it so extra? I was so extra. You were so extra.
I don't know. Like, what did we do? I didn't accomplish anything of significance by the age of 15.
I was also like, I had never kissed a boy. What do you mean introduce me to society? For what? What society? I'm going to go back to high school on Monday.
Come mierda.
Also, I don't know. I've seen La Quinceañera in Mexico, and it's like, that is completely different.
It's very different.
Too.
They do misa. Like, I didn't do misa.
No, they go to church?
Yeah. Traditionally, especially with Mexican quinceañeras, they do misa first and then the party. Most Cubans just did a party.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think just Venezuelans just do a party too.
Yeah.
Because like, any excuse. You know what I mean? Any excuse to party, we gotcha. It's like any freaking excuse. Look at December. Look at Christmas, entre comillas, Navidad in Venezuela was like, everyone got like, when I started like a corporate job in America, I'm like, oh, we have like at least 2 weeks off, like, and that's like really little time, right, for our festivities, and they're like, no, you get the 25th off. And then the 1st. And I'm like, those are 2 days.
And like most Americans are like, okay, it's December 26th. Time to take down the tree. And then Latinos are like, we got to keep our shit up for another 2 weeks because los Reyes Magos.
It's literally, they're just trying to find a way. They're like in everything, trying to find a way to extend the party. It's like, well, we celebrated Jesus, but like, what? Wait. What about those 3 dudes? What about those 3 dudes? We can't ignore the 3 dudes. Like, that'd be unfair. Come on, we gotta wait 2 more weeks because the dudes.
And then we got los Mexicanos that go above and beyond with la rosca, and there's like a plastic baby in it.
And whoever gets the baby don't they have to like host an enormous party as a result?
So whoever gets the plastic baby in la rosca has to host a party in February.
That's like that is a month after. They're like, all right, we'll all be depressed, so we gotta make a party in February. And we gotta force someone to host it. How we're gonna do it? We're gonna do it in a fun way. We're gonna put a plastic baby in a piece of bread. Like, what is that?
In a piece of bread that's multicolored and like has all kinds of frutas on it, and it's just like, woo!
Meanwhile, like, my American friends are like, oh my God, we love Christmas Eve. But we don't party on Christmas Eve.
What do they do? What do American people do?
I don't know. I think they just wake up and open presents and then have like eggnog. And then like, that's it. But like me, I'm like, oh my God, it's the 24th. El 24. I got to go get lit. Like, I'm a Jew, but like 24th is, we all have a party and fireworks.
Bro,
and my American friends are like, but we don't get the day off of the 24th. We celebrate the 25th. Because it's Christmas Eve. I'm like, exactly. It's nighttime. Party time, bitches. Like, where's the party? Where is the party? It's like, well, it's Jesus's birthday. I'm like, exactly. Have we learned nothing? You know, in this conversation, I had planned to bring up weddings, but we've been talking for forever, and we only reached like los quinceaños, like the year 15 in our lives, and then like Christmas. We haven't even gotten to weddings yet, and weddings is a complete other like cultural phenomenon, and like it is mind blowing. The wedding culture and both of us planning our weddings was mind blowing. But I guess we're gonna have to leave that for another episode because we don't have any more time. But I think we should get to the words, right? So, Jenny, before we conclude this episode, I wanted to I wanted to teach you some words, Spanish words for hangover, since you've never been hungover and have. And currently am. I wanted to teach you some words from different places. Okay, I'm gonna teach you 4 words for hangover. One of them isn't real, and you have to tell me which of those 4 Spanish words for hangover is not real, because all the other ones are real. Okay?
Okay.
So the first word, Central American, is cruda, which just means raw, because that's how you feel when you wake up. You're just like not cooked yet. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Second word, Venezuelan word, enratonado, or enratted, or to be a rat. Okay? Third word, Colombian word, enguayabado, to be a guayaba, to be like a guayaba. I don't know why. I don't know por qué la guayaba. I don't know what is the element of the guayaba that is particular. But that is another word for hangover. And then the fourth word is Chilean word. And that word is politicando, which is that when you wake up, you feel so like sick and feel bad about the decisions you made. You became a politician. Like you wake up a politician.
Oh, Jesus
Which of those are fake? Which one of those is fake?
Well, I've heard enratonada. Is that the one you're saying?
Enratonado, yeah.
I've heard enratonado. And I have heard the guayaba one.
Okay.
I don't know why. I mean, I wouldn't put it past them that it's a real one, but the politicando?
Yeah, that's fake. That's so fake. I literally, that was my improv. I was like, oh my God. I'm panicking. I don't know. I have to make one up. Make it Chile, because she'll just maybe believe it.
Well, I had no idea how Cubans described it, and I looked it up, and I could be wrong, but it's resaca.
Resaca. Sí.
Resaca.
Which is like, isn't that like, es lo mismo, o sea, it's tide, right?
Yeah, regression of waves.
Which is like, it's appropriate, because, like, if you feel not strong, you feel like you're just like, you know, being pulled into bed.
Resaca de las
like
olas.
A wave. Yeah. Must feel good that your life decisions have caused you to never feel like you're raw, you're a wave that's in retreat, you're a guayaba or a rat. You've never felt those things. I felt all of those things, especially after like the quinceañeras in my family.
You're like, this makes sense. I feel like a rat who ate a bunch of guayabas.
Truly. That's how I feel right now, Jenny. I don't know if you can tell.
Actually, no, you're doing a great job.
I'm getting used to it.
You're doing a really good job being enratonada.
Dude, I'd love for our listeners to maybe send us some words of like for hangover that they know. And like, it doesn't even have to be Spanish. Just like, I'm sure German has some weird freaking word, or Japanese. Like I would love to hear. So guys, if you guys have a word for hangover that you think we should learn, please email it to us at hyphenated@pitaya.fm. That is hyphenated@pitaya.fm. And me and Jenny will be reading your emails. Please don't send us dick pics.
I'll just respond with a very angry photo of Abuela.
That's perfect.
See that.
Oh, I love that idea. All right, Jenny, I'm gonna go nap because I truly feel like a trash goblin. I would love the word trash goblin to mean hangover in English.
That's just a way for Americans to say it. Trash goblin.
Oh, I'm so trash goblin today.
I feel like a total trash goblin.
I feel like such a fucking trash goblin right now. And Ashley, like, I had so many fucking shots. All right, Jenny, peace. I'm gonna go die now.
Bueno, mija. Good luck. Bye.